welcome to Freedom Ring. Before I get into anything, it's kind of a tragic week in pop culture as we lost Carl Weathers, actor, Apollo Creed. I mean, like one of the biggest things ever. And also country music star Toby Keith, one of my favorites. I want to talk about that in a second, but first I want to introduce my guest, Robby Bouchard, making his fourth?
Fourth.
You're getting
like
up there in record guest. How you been since your last appearance?
Good. Just working. Took the winter break from softball while we wait for the actual winter season to start, which was nice. And other than that, yeah, we're just good. Just
no accidents or anything like that?
No, other than I did catch my finger on a skill saw about a month ago.
Yeah.
It was a rough one. I was up on a roof and just a freak jump accident type thing and had to get down, and I thought it was a lot worse than it was at the time. But I was 45 minutes away from Manchester in Lyndeborough, New Hampshire.
Okay.
Which is out near like Milford area. Thankfully, the homeowner is a friend of Amanda, and they were able to, she drove me in her car and her husband drove my truck. So everything was cool and been good ever since. It healed pretty well. And
so you're not going to have any issues with it, do you think?
No. I went to a hand doctor specialist, and he looked at it like it was a paper cut. He was he walked in, I kind of felt, that made me feel good. You know, you walk in and he just was like, yeah, you're fine. He just made me bend it like here. He's like, yeah, you're good. You didn't hit anything. Didn't hit a bone or anything like that. The nail's still there. The nail's still good. So
the nail will grow back?
Yeah. It's just, it's been like dying, so it's kind of just really short. But my nails are really short. I'm a biter.
Oh, okay.
Bad habits.
No, hey, really keeps them short. I hate when my nails start to get long.
Yeah.
I said at the beginning of the show, we lost two really big, like I said, pop culture icons, really. Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, he was in Chubbs. He was in Predator. I mean, what do you, do you have any favorite things that he did? I mean, that role as Apollo Creed is like, I don't think anybody else could have done that.
I feel those two are definitely my top, Chubbs and Apollo. Him and Happy Gilmore is just an amazing comedy. But I was actually just thinking of it today. I'm like, I feel like I have to go back and like brush up on his whole list, because I haven't really seen many. Like you said, Predator, I haven't seen that in so long. I kind of forgot that he was even in that.
Yeah.
Other than Arnold, I mean, I can't think of anybody else. But yeah, he's got so many. I mean, just such a great actor. It's such a terrible loss.
Well, I need to see it, but he was at Action Jackson, I believe. He actually did have a TV series in the 90s. He appeared on Good Times, I think one role. I saw a clip. Because you're right, you always really did think back to Apollo Creed. And, I went back the day he passed away, I watched Rocky 3 again. But what a complex character. You know, you get the showman of Apollo Creed, yet he is very caring and admits
you see
defeat.
the human behind the act of him being Apollo, which not an act, but like you said, the showmanship.
Like you wonder, is Conor McGregor like that in real life?
Exactly, or is he just a really down to earth normal guy and stuff like that? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, he was like, he played in the NFL, and then I don't know. I go back and watch the first Rocky, and every time I watch, I just go, this was genius. And Sylvester Stallone wrote this in 3 days.
Yeah.
Like, how do you...
Just crazy.
It's like an amazing story. I guess there's not it's not the craziest story ever told, but just the way it is.
It's just a really good, just a simple story that really grabs you and brings you in and makes you feel, I don't know, almost like it's like your brother or something like that, or like it's the guy down the street and you want to cheer for him too, you know. It really just brings in that whole hometown feel for sure.
And to really knock it out of the park, because I feel like Rocky 2, Rocky 3, still knocking it out of the park. I really do like Rocky 4.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, that's when Apollo Creed dies in the movie.
Gonna say it's 4, the winter one.
Yeah, he's in Russia.
That's one of my favorite scenes. Is him like just running down the Russian, the cars following him.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so funny.
And then Rocky 5, they decide we're gonna flip this into a downer, and obviously had like the Don King character, Tommy Gunn. And it was just kind of like, what are you guys doing with these movies?
I think they realized he was getting older and stuff, you know what I mean? So they kind of wanted him to change his role a little bit, but
he regretted it later.
You can't. Yeah, I mean the one they did in
06?
07, yeah, something like that. That was a great movie. Just to kind of wrap up the storyline almost. I've actually never seen the Creeds.
They're good. They're good. I don't put them up with those.
Watch them, yeah.
But Rocky 6, I'm glad they did do that movie because it really, like, it was such a downer to go out on Rocky 5.
Yeah.
And it was like, you got to somehow end this. Since you did all these movies, you got to end the story.
Yeah, you got to bring them back a little bit.
Also lost Toby Keith, one of my favorite. Like, and I'm not the biggest country person, but if I listen to country, and I do, it's on my radio a lot. But Toby Keith is one of my favorites. I think I started listening to him in college, and My List, if you've ever heard that song, that's like one of my all-time favorite songs.
Yeah.
And it hit harder with his passing. Were you a fan of that?
I was. I mean, not a diehard fan, but he was always on the radio growing up. I mean, growing up with 3 siblings, 2 parents that are still together, nobody had control of the radio except for my dad and my mom, you know. So the country station was on, and he was always on. But the Red Solo Cup song, I mean, the amount of just that song came out, I think, when I was like in high school, so that you can imagine how that went. Terrible loss. I didn't know that he was sick, or I'm not even really sure how he passed. I haven't really looked it up. I just saw it.
He had stomach cancer.
Yeah.
Which
that's
there's
terrible.
a lot of scary stuff in the foods we eat and how things are processed. That's like coming more to light every day.
Yeah.
Because I read an article, they're like, we're not really thinking about because we don't.
No, yeah. I had a friend of the family that had some stomach issues, and now he can't eat certain stuff, can't drink, can't do the stuff he used to do, all just from eating junk. Yeah. I mean, it's never great.
I still have some stomach issues I'm trying to figure out. And, when stuff like this comes out in that read the article, I get more nervous. Like, I've had a lot of tests. They haven't found anything, but they're trying to figure it out. But then when you read something like that, you're like,
man.
But I got to say, not only that, like I think the big thing too is when he put out Courtesy, the Red, White, and Blue in 2001.
Yeah.
And there was some controversy with the Dixie Chicks. I love that song.
Yeah.
I do.
I do too. It's really one of the ones that still just gives you like goosebumps when you think back to like those times and stuff like that. It just makes you.
It was a rally cry.
Makes you really feel patriotic. Yeah. No matter who you are, just to listen to that song, you're like, wow, that's just a hard-hitting song.
I mean, we'll put a boat in.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, I know, some people don't like that song. They're like, oh, it's so ignorant. But it was the times too.
Yeah. I mean, we were, as a country, the country was upset.
We just had terrorist attack on U.S. soil.
That's how we felt.
But oh man, yeah, 2 icons.
Yeah.
No doubt, 2 different spectrums of entertainment. I had to talk about this though. You are the new president of Pinnacle Softball. Yeah. I want to know how you got involved in Pinnacle, but I also want to know how the hell they rope you into this.
So it's not an elected position as you were
as
was advertised.
I was waiting for a comment.
I saw it and I was like, I'll explain it on the episode. But it was I actually volunteered. I spoke to Matt last season in fall and stuff like that, in spring and whatnot, and I helped a couple times do the fields. And when they weren't around, they took a couple weekends, which well deserved, and they just weren't there, so we had to figure it out. And I stepped up and did that, and then he talked to me at the end of the fall, and I was kind of one of the first people he told that they weren't going to come back and do it again next year, that it was just too much of a commitment and they didn't want to do it. It was a lot, and he didn't have a lot of help, and if I wanted to do it, that I could. And I told him I'd think about it. I talked to Amanda. She said it was a dumb idea.
The wife, the voice of reason.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, sounds like a horrible idea. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, maybe. And then I just thought of the season without, like, thought of not having no softball. So I was like, you know what, I'll do it. Like, why not? I got friends. I'll figure it out. So here I am, figuring it out.
Yeah.
No, it's not too bad, though. I mean, the hardest part was obviously the behind-the-scenes stuff, getting everything, the bank accounts and stuff like that opened and switched over, because obviously previous was in with their social security number stuff tied to them and whatnot, so you got to figure that all out.
At the bank to the transfer. Right?
Yeah, well, I ended up just opening my own stuff. I had to get my own EIN number and all that cool behind-the-scenes stuff, but that's all set now. The only unfortunate thing, you can't do like a business Venmo without having to pay all those business fees and stuff like that. So,
because is it labeled as a nonprofit?
Yeah, technically, technically I went above and beyond. It's a weird thing, but yeah, you can just be like a sole proprietor kind of, and then just go to the IRS and they get you an EIN number. It's really nothing extravagantly fun.
Yeah, no, I've done it. I did it, in Nashville. Now, it's through USA Softball, formerly ASA. I don't know who, is there a director of the state for that?
There is, I believe, is Dan, sorry, I feel,
I saw the
last name. I think it's Dan Boyle.
Is he?
Dan Boyle. I believe he is the director of the whole like New England area.
Really?
I've never personally met him. I probably have. I've probably seen him. I don't know him by face or name. I haven't met him since I've taken over, but I've been going through Richie, which is great because I know him.
So they're like, because I always thought they were just umpires.
Yeah.
But like, because like, okay, so U-Trip, Ryan's the director, right? Is there a U? Maybe there's not even a USA director.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. What it is. I know that Dan's name is at the bottom of the
Boyce.
Boyce. That's what it is. Yep. And yeah, his name is at the bottom of that like sheet you have to send to USA with all the teams and stuff for the insurance and whatnot. So
yeah, it's probably a little bit different because I feel like there's just as many ASA leagues or USA as there is U-Trip.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like U-Trip is just, I don't know. Like,
yeah,
again,
I'm
the
not
director
really sure
and
how
all the other
U-Trip
stuff
works either as far as that goes, but it really wasn't too hard. Figured it out, went to the city, I got all my dates picked out and stuff like that. That's easy enough. I've talked to Steve. I told him if anything.
Any friction there?
Any friction? No, nothing at all. No, and I don't want any. I told everybody. I'm like, I don't want
Pinnacle NHS, I'm sorry, MSS rivalry.
Arguing over softball is silly. No, nothing like that.
No cage match between you and Steve gonna happen.
No. No, yeah, I told the guy at the city, I was like, yeah, arguing over softball is silly. So if anything happens, just
but I believe
if there's any conflicts, just message me. I'll figure it out. It's not a big deal.
I don't know all the details, and Steve, I don't even know if Steve had anything to do with it or Aaron or what, because I never saw it. But people always said there was heat between Aaron and Steve.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Running it.
I've never.
Not saying that's
that.
a fact.
I've never heard that. I also wasn't very into things when Aaron was involving it. When Aaron was involved, I mean, everyone's still going to call it Pinnacle, but we're officially Manchester Co-Ed Softball.
Oh.
So that's the official business name and stuff like that. That's what the checks get written out to.
I never knew why it was called Pinnacle.
I don't
honestly.
Either. That's what I joined. It was Pinnacle when I joined, and that's always what I called it. I don't know why.
I like Manchester Co-Ed. I mean, that's Nashville Co-Ed, Manchester Co-Ed.
Figure it's pretty simple and to the point.
Very interesting because it's always like I remember when I took over Nashville. Like I was just at the field, couple people said, you'd be great at this, you know. Yeah. And it was still when I was, you know, active in my alcoholism. Yeah. Where I was like, yeah, you guys got it. I'll do it. You know, yeah. Like, and that's how I ended up. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't know if I would have agreed to that now.
For me, it's more. I mean, I also have Josh Bemis, who helps a lot. I have Tyler Cummings in my back pocket if I ever need him to do anything and stuff like that. So, and a friend and player on my team, Eric Bukowski, he works for the city, so he is the guy that I meet with and whatnot, and it makes it pretty easy that way, you know. Just being, if I ever need any information, he's a text away and stuff like that. So, makes it easy.
Yeah, no, and you definitely want to have a board. We never Nashville, like, it was always talk, but really getting people engaged, and not to say people didn't help, because they did. Yeah, it's just it's hard.
It is.
Which actually brings me to the next question. What challenges? What do you think are going to be some of the most challenging parts of being the president?
I'd say just time management with my personal life and family, stuff like that. Obviously, I have a 3-year-old. He'll be 4 when the season comes around. But just being there to get the fields ready, stuff like that. For me, at least, I mean, I hope we don't have to deal with any issues. There's always at least one issue a season where someone was like, oh, you remember that happened? But we try not to. I mean, I don't think we have anything to worry about. The 8 teams that I have locked in right now are all pretty good people, so I don't think
you're always going to get a few angry people.
Yeah.
I dealt with that. A lot of times they weren't angry with me. They're more angry about, like, an umpire or something like that. And sometimes some of the venting would be like, all right, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I was like, it's over. So you'll run into that, but I honestly think you're not you're a lot like me. I don't think I'm a hothead. Maybe other people might disagree.
I try not to be. I mean,
so
I try not to yell.
I think you need to have that. I think Matt had that.
Yeah,
Matt was an even keel guy.
Very calm people.
And I think those are the people that you want, because it doesn't get easy. A lot of things start happening, and if you don't have that calm presence, it's usually a recipe for disaster. Not to say every day for you is going to be perfect doing it.
No,
because we're all human.
It's not. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No.
Any changes that we can expect? I know you just said the name change.
The name change that was we're going to be doing. I want to do an all-star game this year. Yep. I'm going to steal the formula from the Nashua Men's League. I like the way that they did that and how he just has everyone, you know, you go around to your team, you pick 5 names, and then you guys, whoever got the most votes, that's how it works.
Yeah.
And then come to the field. I don't know, I'm thinking like a barbecue, something like that, something family friendly. Get some people down there, cornhole, stuff like that.
Do you think you'd do a home run derby?
I was thinking about it. I'll feel it out.
Because Wolf, the only thing is, like, Wolf, it's hard to get the balls.
It's tough, yeah. I mean, Wolf would be a nice place because it's a high fence, but that's the other thing. It's like, how many guys can really just smash it out of there at a repetitive base other than Josh Lee?
Yeah. Well, if you had with Utah,
I can think of like 3 or 4 now that would definitely be in the finals, but I mean, I wouldn't be in there for sure.
Yeah. I almost made it to the finals of the Industrial League one time. Or, I'm hitting, and everybody's like, whoa, what's going on with this? I was like, I used to be a power hitter, guys, just because I don't do it all the time. And then they gave me the crappy bat, and I hit another home run. Now I need one more to get into the finals, and I didn't get it. But it was a fun run.
I watched you hit one to the moon and fall.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was. You were, I don't remember. I think you showed up a little late. You were aggravated at something, and someone said something. It was probably
a pretty quiet night.
Just kabang.
Yeah. I used to hit a lot of home runs, and then I don't know. Like I changed my game a little bit, and I don't want to say like all those home runs are because I was lifting weights, but I'm sure it had an impact on it.
I have no idea what happened to me. I just stopped hitting home runs. I don't like. I had one season. It was like 3, 4, something like that, but After that, it's just downhill. I think last year maybe one.
You know, honestly, like, unless you can hit them at will and not hit them at will, like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? Those, like a Josh Lee, like, okay, yeah, he's going to hit one as he wants, and he knows how to, like, not hit one. So it's like, I don't know.
I think Jared Habershaw, he plays for Seasons. I think last year he had 30 home runs in the season, and they came in, like, their team was in, like, last place. I'm pretty sure. It was one of, like, the last, one of those. And he said it. He was like, yeah, I have, like, 35 home runs this year so far. And I was like, that's insane.
I'll tell you.
That's at Wolf. That was all at Wolf, too.
When you are on a last place team, and I've been there, your goal sometimes is to hit home. It's like, all right, now I'm just playing for my own stats.
He just plays for home runs.
Yeah. I want to get into the fan questions. You had a bunch here.
Yep.
First one from Rob Bouchard.
My dad.
Okay, I figured that.
Yeah.
Very similar names.
Yep.
Has his batting average improved since he cut off the tip of his finger?
I don't know. Tonight is the first night that I'm actually playing since I've cut it. Doesn't hurt, so I think I'll be fine. But yeah.
Yeah, not low impact.
I haven't. Yeah, I mean, the worst thing is it's my catching hand.
Yeah.
And that's where the ball hits, so that was my biggest fear. But I had Amanda throw a few balls to me the other day and didn't seem to feel fine. So I think I'll be good.
All right. Dylan LaRue wants to know, talk about some challenges you face as a newly elected president. And we kind of talked about that, but like any challenges?
Yeah, we did touch on it. I mean, the biggest challenge was most of the behind-the-scenes stuff. Just getting everything situated and where it's supposed to be and legally, and there's no one really to go to. I mean, Matt and Danielle helped as much as they could, but you got to kind of do it on your own. Yeah, they just they're passing it on. You know what I mean? So there's not too many challenges other than just behind the scenes stuff, really, for the most part.
Good. I'm interested in this question from Ryan McMahon, former guest. Actually, Dylan's a former guest too. Mm-hmm. Will we ever see Pinnacle Sundays in the spring? That's something Pinnacle or Manchester Co-ed softball does in the fall. In the spring, love playing Pinnacle, but I feel like the Manchester area almost has no Sunday co-ed leagues for spring. There's really not a lot of softball leagues in the Manchester area, period, compared to a decade ago.
Yes, I will agree to both of those statements. I don't see why not. I don't see why I can't set something up if there's people that are interested, and you know what I mean? I don't know the fields that would be available. I'd have to check and stuff like that. It wouldn't obviously happen this year. I got a lot on my plate going on as far as like to feel things out and get things situated the first year, and then I don't see why not if there's definitely a big interest for it, for teams to play and stuff. I am in the process of getting to a website state where we can do individual player sign up, so that might be a better option for that Sunday thing rather than trying to find teams. Which I know is one of the next questions as to how you get on a team in this league.
I want to
It's
ask
an unfortunate thing.
I gotta say, I love Sunday morning softball. Love it, and I love Pinnacle in the fall. I do look forward to that. I'm not even saying with Ryan saying it has to be Manchester, but I would love. It looks like Sunday mornings is like a dying breed.
It is. I feel. I don't know. That was when I first started playing softball. That was when we played. Was Sunday mornings in Milford. It was a Milford league.
Yeah,
I think it was a Milford church league.
Yes.
And Mark Zedon got me and Amanda into playing that one year, and that was Sundays. And I was like, "This is awesome! Like, this is great. Just come down here."
It's a good way to
play softball. We go out to the bar that sponsors us after, get some lunch, go home, and just relax, watch some football or something like that. Or, now spring. But yeah, just relax and watch a movie, whatever. You know what I mean? It's a great way to begin the Sunday.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I'd like to see that. I don't know what, like last year I was playing the Lawrence Men's League. That kind of collapsed on itself.
Yep.
Manchester had a men's league that I played in for years, and it was great.
Yeah.
Sunday mornings. That's gone. Like I was just bringing this up. It's just like Manchester as a whole has been. It's crazy because my social's getting a lot of teams.
Yeah,
Pinnacle does well, but
they
there's
do
really
Sundays though, right?
I think they do Sunday mornings.
They do Sundays.
Yeah. At least I played in
like
one
that.
Of them.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's that. Excuse me. Is it the West Junior Deb?
I believe
my social that they do
yeah.
that one. So yeah, I mean,
personally, I don't want to play that in the spring.
Yeah, I don't enjoy playing that in the spring. I love their tournaments, the hardball tournaments and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of the squishy ball still, but I lost my train of thought. The fields, if they're available, I don't see why not. I don't see why we can't get something going here. I mean,
it could
if
be
there's
done.
a big enough want for it, they should be able to.
Oh, maybe Ryan is a future on the board member of Manchester Co-ed softball.
Maybe Ryan can run the Sunday division. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Jay Milot asks, how does one even get to play on a team in Pinnacle? Like any other league, right? I mean,
I feel. I know he's a My Social guy.
He's a church guy too. Church player.
Yeah,
too.
I know. I've never met him personally, but I do know him, and I've seen him play and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like coming from a My Social, you can sign up as a free agent, and they'll just put you on a team.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have that going yet, and I'm not sure how it would work out in the spring because a lot of those teams that play a lot of them are semi-competitive teams that are already together. I know Friendly Fire, they travel for the most part all together. Stuff like that. Bemis's team has been together forever. Alpine Club, us, we've been together forever. So as far as that goes, I mean, you got to kind of be friends with somebody or know somebody if they're looking for a guy to fill in. Or reach out to one of the coaches. I'll post the coaches and stuff like that on the page. And if anybody's looking for guys, I can put your name out there too, as far as that goes. Because I just take a payment from the team.
Yeah.
It's not an individual payment type thing. But maybe for this future Sunday, maybe you'll be able to just sign up individually. That's a good idea.
And Jay, you could probably get on a team. I mean, what I used to do, and I don't know if you're comfortable with this, but when I was running Nashua, I would just say, if you look for a team, message me, and I'll message the coaches. Like, I would have the coaches on one chat. Hey, you need to get... And what happened a lot in Nashua was, like, people were subs that became regular players because there was always bodies
everyone always needs somebody.
You know.
For sure.
So, good question there, Jay. Pat Conley wants to know, I really enjoy playing ball with you and Dan during the summer and fall. How will the new president position affect your playing time throughout the season? It's a great day to have a good day. Great day. Thank you, Pat.
That it is, Pat.
Love that saying.
Me too. I hope that it's not going to affect too much. I mean, I'm assuming I'm probably not going to be able to commit as much as I did to the men's league in Nashua as I did last year. Obviously, that's Tuesdays and Thursdays, right?
Tuesday,
Thursday, yep. We play Monday through Thursday, so someone's got to prep the field, stuff like that. I might do it ahead of time if I'm able to get down there and stuff like that. Hopefully, it doesn't affect it too much.
Bounce between Nashua and Manchester is not exactly
No,
easy.
It's not ideal. Yeah, last year was hectic. Thursdays and Tuesdays with Amanda and Bo and stuff like that. It was very, very hectic to balance myself. I love playing, but...
Well, the thing is, too, like, the National League's at Udicky, so you got to get off the highway. You still have plenty of time before you get to the field.
Got another 10 minutes.
Manchester, if it's at Wolf, but it could be also in those other fields I'm blanking on. Brown and Mitchell.
Brown and Mitchell, yeah.
That's not an
Barbara
easy field.
Shaw.
Like these fields are not just easy to bounce to.
Yeah, no.
You know,
they're off the beaten path. Some of them.
Yeah,
for the most part,
yeah,
so.
they are. You know.
Yeah.
If they're at Greeley Park, you might be able to pull it off, but no one wants to play there. But
yeah, you'll definitely see me, Pat. I'll be around for pickup and still stuff like that in the fall. So, for sure.
Jen Spilios said it right. Said it right. Go home, Robby.
Yeah, always. That's all right.
Jen's
it's an inside joke at this point.
She's like a mysterious person.
Every time she sees me, she just yells, "Go home." It was a pickup. It came from pickup. I think I might have explained it once before. It came from pickup. I was there. We were all there way too late, and she just kept yelling, "Go home, Robby," because I was just ragging on her.
Yeah.
Typical. So that was
Her
all
only
she had
comeback
was
left.
go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jen, Jen hasn't been around a lot, honestly. Yeah. So hopefully we can see her more this season because,
I agree.
Melamato wants to know, have you ever thought about matching mullets with your son?
I did have a little mullet going for a while. This was probably when he was like 1-ish, right when he first started getting it. Amanda hated it. And
we talked about it when she was on.
Yeah, and then it got long and it just didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like stuff on the back of my neck, so no, probably not. Yeah. Never again.
Yeah, this haircut I have now, which is shaved head, is pretty much the haircut I've had since I was in seventh grade.
I just do it myself now. I do it myself. I'm cheap.
Well, I'm just not. I'm a hat guy.
Yeah, me too. I wear one every day. If I don't wear it, I feel awkward. I feel like I'm naked. I feel like I'm missing something.
I 100% agree. We have filmed 200 plus episodes of the show. Not one was I not wearing a hat.
Yeah.
Now we work from home.
I've been on every episode I've been on. I'm wearing a hat. I know that for a fact.
I wear a hat in all parts of my life.
I forgot it going to Target the other day to get cough medicine for Amanda, and I realized pulling into the parking lot, and I was like, I can't go inside. I had a breakdown, and I was like, I think I have a winter hat in the back seat. And then I thought how crazy I would look walking through with a winter hat because I don't know, it doesn't seem crazy. It's winter, but I would never do that. So
honestly, I've been wearing hats since I was like 6. I remember I got my first hat was a Boston Celtics fishnet, like this hat. Now they're cool. They're cool. Back then I don't know how cool they were, but I couldn't imagine just going out in public unless it was like at work. Sometimes you couldn't, but like any other place in public without a hat on.
I always have the nice dress, like when you have to dress nice at a wedding and stuff like that. That always, it just baffles me. I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hats. I need dress hats. I don't know. It's weird.
I'm like, because I don't wear the dress. They gotta be.
I can't I can't wear a fedora. I don't.
It's a sports related hat.
Yeah, it's a baseball hat.
And 99% of the time I'm wearing a Patriots shirt. That's how I conduct my life, Want to get into this though. It's Super Bowl week, or as I would like to say, Usher Bowl week.
Yeah.
Because I'm not excited for this game.
The big game.
The big game. Couple Super Bowl predictions. We got the Chiefs 49ers. Winner, what do you got for a score?
I'd love to see the 49ers win. I know the Chiefs are doing this whole they're going through their Patriots era. We went through it, and I just hate seeing it from an outside perspective. It's kind of it's crazy to watch it from an outside perspective. I'd love to see 49ers. Let's go 24-27. I think it's going to be a little high scoring. Not too high because they both do have good defenses, but...
And you're picking the Niners?
Yeah.
See, the Niners will tie us in Super Bowls. We're already tied with the Steelers. Kind of like just being us.
So yeah, that's true.
I'm going Chiefs because I've realized, they are just that team. They just have to have a good enough regular season, and they're going to be there. As soon as they're in the playoffs, I was like... when they're playing the Bills, I was just like, the Bills aren't going to win this game. They're just not.
They are technically the underdog, so...
I'd go Chiefs 24-10. I'll be shocked, but that's what I'm going with. Who do you think gets the MVP?
Probably McCaffrey, I'd say.
McCaffrey?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Mahomes. I think Mahomes' career is now starting to pattern Brady's, but like actually a little bit, maybe even better than Brady's at this point. For him to get the actual comparison, though, he's got a very long road ahead of him. Because I know that conversation's starting to happen. Nobody plays at the level that Tom Brady did till 45.
I don't believe so. I don't think anybody ever will. No. He was a one of a kind, for sure, specimen as far as his body goes and stuff like that. Just text another guy. I heard a story the other day. He texted Ichiro and Ichiro had no idea who he was. Like it was like back like he texted Ichiro's like strength and coach and wanted the guy that Ichiro uses for stretching. Like he wanted to come and watch him stretch before a game to see like how he stretches and stuff like that and take notes on stretching. I was like, just to reach out to another professional athlete about stretching is insane. Like,
I'm not surprised Ichiro didn't know who he was.
Yeah, he was like, who? Tom Brady? He's like, who? I don't know.
I think he eats, sleeps, everything is baseball. And
I don't think he follows American football at all.
No. He came here and he just made a name for himself. And he should be going in the Hall of Fame. I think he'll be eligible next year.
Nice.
Usher has rumored about a special guest. Any think of who might be?
Maybe doesn't he have a song with Will I Am? He's in there, right? I can't think of it now. I just heard it the other day.
I'm a big Usher fan. I can't think of a song with Will I Am right now.
I don't know. It's got to be Will I Am. That's one of the Black Eyed Peas. How about that?
Okay. I'm going to say, here's one. She just was on tour.
Yeah.
Maybe Alicia Keys.
Okay, yeah.
That she hasn't really been on anything.
That's true,
in a long time. Maybe, haven't heard this guy in a long time, Little John. Ooh. Maybe Ludacris. Yeah. I know that was like the biggest hit 20 years ago.
Yes, that's true, yeah.
He's collaborated with a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm looking for. I'm a big Confessions is probably one of my favorite albums.
Yeah,
I think it's the best R&B album of the 2000s. So I'm hoping to hear a lot of hits on there.
Without a doubt.
How many times will we see Taylor Swift on camera during this? Now she has to make it there because she has a show in Japan and has to get immediately on a plane to make the Super Bowl. She gets there. How many times have we seen Taylor Swift on camera?
I mean, upwards of 50 plus at
50
least.
plus.
I think they're going to be showing her at every other second they can. They're going to be showing her.
She doesn't like
downtime.
Yeah.
They're going to be showing her. She might not like it, but they love it because it's bringing in that audience the audience that they could never get before the NFL. You know what I mean? As far as the women that aren't football fans.
Yeah.
I mean, they're watching just to see Taylor Swift on TV and what she's wearing and what she's doing.
She gets like cool stuff made. Like she had one of Travis Kelce's jerseys made.
Yeah, some of these new jacket things that are coming, I keep seeing them all over the internet too. They look pretty cool. I don't know.
I mean, she is the biggest pop star in the world. I've seen people getting mad that she's compared to Michael Jackson because, like, you don't understand how big Michael was in the 80s, but let's be real.
Mean,
Michael was a weirdo. He wasn't into football or anything like that. You know? So I think she'll be on at least 10. At least. As many as they can get. And they're definitely showing her at halftime too, without a doubt. They're showing her reaction to the halftime show. I wonder if she gets up.
That was gonna be one of my guesses, but she did decline it. She said she didn't want to do it.
She'd been offered the halftime?
She was offered the halftime show this year, and she declined it. I guess that's what I heard on another podcast. And she declined it because they don't make any money. Why does she need to do it?
Yeah, I don't think they don't get paid to do it.
No, they don't get paid. It's all more. That's why it's a lot of throwbacks. It's a lot of people that not necessarily need the money, but are trying to get their name shown again for whether they're coming out with a new album or something like that. I mean, we had Rihanna. I think she just wanted to show that she was pregnant and could still do a show last year, but But the Dr. Dre one, the Eminem, that was the best one, in my opinion.
I would love to see, it's been 20 years since they tried to sabotage Janet Jackson's career.
Yep.
I want to see Janet back. She doesn't want, she declined when Justin Timberlake went back because they said, well, can we fix this? And she's like, leave me alone. I've moved on with my life.
She's like, I don't want to do it.
She's still the best. Janet needs to be there. Probably not going to happen, but guys, I know you're not a big wrestling fan.
Yep.
A lot of controversy, obviously, with Vince McMahon. Before I even ask you about that, The Rock still sticking to his...
I've actually heard about this.
His juvenile insults, calling everybody today Cody crybabies, because the whole thing for 2 years is Cody finishing his story, winning the WWE title. Now The Rock is an executive, and he's interjecting himself.
Came out of nowhere, right?
Well, it's been talked about for a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe he's in a position he can finally do the match. What do you think? Now, they're going to do a press conference at 7 tonight. Might be the biggest, maybe one of the biggest press conferences they've ever done. What do you think of The Rock coming back to wrestling at 51 years old?
Well, if you would have just left it at what do you think of The Rock, I would have said, I love The Rock. Dwayne Johnson, I can't stand. I don't think, my personal opinions aside on Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I've seen a little bit of it. I follow a podcast where the guy's a big wrestling fan, so I hear a lot of that stuff through there. I think Cody's getting robbed. I don't know. I feel like he should be able to finish what this whole storyline has been going on for so long. Like, finish it. I don't know why you gotta, now they're gonna, what are they gonna drag it out again
like
with The Rock is gonna do it again, and then
you're at the finish line, you say, nope, we're not doing that.
Yeah, like I don't know why you would, or are they just throwing another zigzag to the finish line, you know what I mean? Are you just extending it, or?
I mean, it's easy to work wrestling fans, right? And I enjoy getting worked.
Yeah.
Like, I like when, they're messing with us.
Yeah.
But I really want to see Cody finish the story. And when he won the Rumble and he pointed at Roman Reigns and Roman's yelling back at him like, this is, and I'm on my drive home going like, I'm going to be there when Cody wins the title. Like, this is going to be amazing. And then all of a sudden, I'm not going to challenge him, but this guy is. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. I am pretty excited to start watching it with Bo once he gets a little older to understand that he can't fight like that. You know what I mean? He's at that age where he gets it, but he doesn't fully grasp the whole no hitting thing. Like, I mean, he came up and punched me like right in the lower back, right in the spine the other day, like out of nowhere. You've never been butter and bread and got punched in the spine before. It's a startling feeling. Especially he's stronger than he thinks too. And I was like, oh my God, I think I felt my toes tingle. But yeah, I can't wait to watch with him. It's gonna be fun.
I have to also say, I feel like pop culture as a whole is oversaturated with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, I don't think he's, my personal opinions are, I don't think he's a good guy like he plays out to be. I think it's all an act.
It could be, but
I think it's a really big act, and I think a lot of people fall victim to just being like, oh, like, I don't know. He plays The Rock in every movie.
And
he plays himself. Like,
I have not seen a lot of The Rock's movies, and you'd think as a wrestling fan,
they're all the same.
I'm not into. I just always see him as The Rock. So Marty, I just never took him as a serious actor. It is what it is.
The Rundown was the last Rock movie that I was like.
Yeah, if you want to even call that a Rock
movie.
I was
like, I love this movie. This movie's great.
He didn't last long. He didn't.
No, he wasn't around too long.
I can't say that I've seen a Rock movie where he was the featured star. No. And he's been doing this for 20 years, and he's never got me to go like, can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
And
watch San Andreas.
I'm walking through the outlets the other week. Oh, there's a picture of The Rock. He's everywhere, and it's like, I don't want to see him in wrestling. I just don't.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't need his juvenile
humor
that's not funny anymore.
Last year I'm pretty sure, was it the Super Bowl last year? He was all over the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, he probably was. Yeah.
And it made it, even then, I was like, why is he, all my friends know that I don't like him, so every time they see him, they'll send me videos and stuff. You see your buddy? Yep.
I mean, I applaud him for the XFL, getting that, and then getting that deal done. Now they're going to merge the leagues and stuff. Yeah. But, we are oversaturated with The Rock. I don't need to see him at WrestleMania. Yeah. And, yeah. Are we ever going to see Vince McMahon again? He's now been... I don't want to get into the text, but, I mean,
Yeah.
These kind of accusations that gone on for a long time. Is this the end of the road?
I think so, yeah. That's definitely, I mean, there's not really any coming back from that. Whether he beats the case or whatever, or what's going on, if it's a full lawsuit and everything like that, but whether you win that or not, there's not really any coming back from that.
And he sold the company, so there's nothing he can do now. He's out, you know. They're saying that he could get like the Chris Benoit treatment where they never mention his name.
Yeah.
How do you mention WWE without Vince McMahon?
I don't know. I mean, you could definitely mention the last name at least. His daughter's still somewhat involved, right?
No,
not at all.
Triple H is the last family member involved in WWE right now.
He's still married to the daughter, though?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
He is like the head of creative.
Yep. I didn't know that.
So, and he, let's be honest, we're here arguing about The Rock and Cody. Like, that's Triple H. And everything that's gone on.
Yeah.
WWE is...
He's got the book.
They're on fire right now. And to me, that's credit to Triple H and his wisdom of creative stuff with wrestling. Because it keeps people intrigued. And obviously, Cody Rhodes' story, that's got some Triple H influence on it. You know, it's like he deserves a lot of credit. A lot of people didn't like the way he answered the questions in the press conference.
Cody left, right, and then came back.
Cody left, and I'll put it
here. He didn't want to be Stardust anymore.
That should have lasted a month, and it lasted years.
Yep.
And because I thought when he did that, it was going to be an angle where Cody's gone a little crazy, and he's now thinks he's Stardust. And then years started to go by, and I go, why is he still Stardust?
Yeah.
And he left, and you're an Office fan?
Yes.
So I kind of like to compare it to the Michael Scott Paper Company.
Okay.
Cody had done this before, too, comparing it. But he left, showed how valuable he was, then helped make AEW, which is another company, and then came back. And it's a great story because I thought Cody should have been champion. Maybe not WWE champion. They had the world title at the time.
Yeah.
I thought he should have had that back in 2012. And then, like, all just got taken away, and then Cody left, and now he's back.
Picked apart, yeah.
So this story isn't just 2 years. It's longer than that.
Yeah.
You know, so. I want to get into buy or sell. So a lot of people this weekend are referring to the Super Bowl as the Usher Bowl.
Okay. Buy
or sell the Usher Bowl?
Buy. I don't feel the Super Bowl anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it hasn't really, it's not pumping me up the way it used to. I don't know. I'm not really that excited for it, but
is that
I am excited for the Usher Bowl.
Is that because the Patriots are kind of...
Yeah. This season was a little rough for me, but I did want the Lions to be in it. I thought that would have been a cool story. I love the underdogs, the guys who never won. Once the Bills made the playoffs, I was actually rooting for them. And then the Chiefs had to ruin that dream for me again. Yeah. So
the Lions need to talk about finishing a story. The Lions got to finish their story.
They really do.
Wolf Park.
Bye. I love Wolf Park. I think it needs some drainage issues, but I love Wolf. It's my home.
I got to ask, are you going to make the finals be a 5-game series?
No, it's going to be a 3-game series.
All right. I remember getting to the field and they're like, no, it's
that
was a
5-game. Yeah, that was a long game. That was a long
I was
series.
just like, wait a second.
I mean, I'll ask the teams, but it's...
5 games in one day, like 5-game series in one morning.
That was... that was the Sunday one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll be a 3 games one day.
I thought they were I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, because I think during
not saying it was a joke that somebody, I thought they were messing with you.
Yeah, no, I think the spring they did a 5-game series because we did like during the week, so it made more sense when it was a 5-game series. Like, you played 2 a night, 2 the next night, and then if anything, 1 the last day. But yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I thought that was very silly too.
I'm not gonna lie, when they said, I thought they were kidding.
We asked Matt. We were like, "Is that negotiable? Like, can we just if we talk to each other and decide we don't want to play that much softball, can we go down to 3 games? Because I feel like 5's a lot."
And I feel, not that I feel bad. I love all these guys.
Especially when we just played all day Saturday, too.
We got hot, and we beat the bag out of the free agents after a while. And I was like, so we beat the bag out of them in game 3 because they won game 2.
Yeah.
We're like, so we got to go beat them again, and then we beat the bag out of them again. And I was like, we should have just ended this an hour.
Yeah, once it starts and one of the teams goes a little downhill as far as morale and stuff like that, you can really...
We were as hot at that point as you could get.
I think our issue in the spring was we were playing against Josh Lee's team, and our team and Josh Lee's team had the little like scuffles and beefs and whatnot that we had. So we were like, we got to play them 5 times? Like come on, we got to have 5, this is 5 head banging games. This is exhausting.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. It's too much.
Imagine that in one morning.
Too many emotions. I can't handle that much emotions.
Buy or sell Ramel Bradburn?
I'll buy Ramel. Ramel's a nice guy. I love Ramel.
Is he gonna take a role at all?
He is coaching the team, his team. I haven't really talked. We haven't had a meeting yet as far as doing anything during the board and stuff like that. But I also haven't really made positions as far as that.
I think he'd be a good guy to help
he's definitely
things.
good.
He runs a tournament team. He runs teams. I think Ramel has a good mind for how things should be run. And
for sure,
he might be a helpful person. The Rock.
Sell. Excuse me. Yeah, definitely sell.
All set on plan.
Yeah, all set.
Super Bowl ads. Are they usually pretty good?
Yeah, I love them. That's one of the reasons I watch. We used to always, in high school, I had a marketing class, and one of our assignments was to make sure we watched all the Super Bowl ads, because then on Monday we would, I don't know why she had us watch them, we would always rewatch them. She would show them, and then just kind of we'd do like questions on them and stuff. It was always fun to me. It was hilarious. We'd always vote on like which one was the best and stuff.
I love Super Bowl ads. I do.
Yeah, I do too.
Brock Purdy.
Ooh, I'll buy him. He's a down-home guy from what I've heard. He's and he just worked his way to the top. I mean, was he last pick of the draft?
Mr. Irrelevant,
the very last pick of the draft. And yeah, I mean, we've seen how maybe a guy who got drafted, maybe say 199. we watched Tom Brady do that, so
going back and looking at old drafts is always so interesting.
Yeah,
like going and being like, really, that guy got picked there?
Yeah,
and look at his career and look at the guy who got picked there, and they were terrible. You know?
There's not a lot of top 10 picks that actually hang around sometimes.
No, you just don't know. Andy Reid.
I'll buy him as a coach. He's a great coach. I don't care for his look. He's got one of those faces you just want. Yeah. I don't know if it's just the way he coaches. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know what it is about him.
He's had a lot of success. He was successful with the Eagles, even if he didn't get a Super Bowl there.
Yeah.
He's always had good teams, the Lions going into 2024.
Ooh. I'll buy them. They showed some promise this year. I don't know. I was just listening to an interview with Dan Marino about how he made it one year and then to the Super Bowl and then thought, he's like, I was young. I thought, yeah, we'll be back. But it doesn't work like that. He goes, it doesn't work like that. So I also think of that too. I mean, maybe this year was the year. Maybe they can't do it again. But if they keep the way they had things going and keep it going, I think they'll be pretty good next year.
You think Dan Campbell got out-coached?
Maybe. It's a possibility. I mean, he's good, but he is pretty fresh and new in that position. But I think he might have gotten bullied by Eminem a little bit.
He was worried there'd be a diss track.
Yeah, he thought, yeah, he wanted to pass it more, but M wanted to run, so.
That's funny. Softball season across the board, not just your league, but 2024 softball season.
Let's buy it. Let's keep it going and start off strong and fingers crossed we don't have a rain year like we did last year.
Bad,
I don't think it's going to be like that. Hopefully not. I mean, haven't had much snow, knock on wood.
Yeah, last summer was rough. And that's really what killed the Lawrence League. Too many rainouts, and then teams are like, we're done. We're just not doing this. So.
Oh, well, knock on wood.
Yeah, let's hope.
I know.
Robby, I really appreciate you coming on. It's been a blast as always. We'll have you back in sometime. Everybody out there, have a great week. Keep your heads up until next time. Let freedom ring.